Hi guys, good morning. So I'm just going to go through task 1 as we discussed. So this is page, I believe for you, maybe page 256 of your textbook. This is the second sample assessment 2. Still on the same case, SL Products Limited. So I hope you've had a go. That's the key point. Have a go, and then it'll be better. So you can then really cross-examine to see whether you actually know it. Right, so what are we saying? It says, which of the following PL products need to prepare in order to find errors in its double entry accounting. So we're really trying to see, do our debits equal our credits? Well, the bank rec is focused on the bank, to do with bank and cash book. The sales ledger control account is just what it is. It just keeps a record of all our trade receivables in terms of totals. We could change this word to totals. The answer really here, of course, I'm sure you know trial balance. The trial balance is, if you like, our final check to look for arithmetic, any arithmetic errors. So the answer is the trial balance. Right, let's carry on. The next one says, what internal control procedures are likely to be effective in ensuring the GP is accurate? Now, so I guess the question really we should be really asking is, we want to see revenue, cost of sales, and that's our GP. We know really here the issue is, most of the time, to be fair, the issue is cost of sales. All you need to do is kind of, in a weird kind of way, either if you can manipulate, all you have to do is manipulate closing inventory. And if you manipulate closing inventory, cost of sales will change. So whatever, even from audit, if we can do anything we can do to kind of manipulate closing inventory will affect cost of sales and therefore gross profit. So here, credit checking new customers, in that of itself, that will not tell us. The issue here is about the accuracy of gross profit, so in terms of the number. So really, when we look at all of these are all good controls for just the system itself, if you like, just different systems. But really undertaking the physical inventory count, the aim here is to make sure we have the right, because if you remember that undertaking this will verify, yes, the valuation of inventory. We are trying to value inventory. So, and because it's a very contentious balance, isn't it? Just simply because we have obsolete, we have cut off issues, and we have the issue of completeness and existence that we're thinking about. So the answer here is undertaking physical inventory. So it says, the next question says that here Liz Hall is the accounts payable clerk. Yes, one of her duties is to make sure the double entry recording for suppliers' invoices received. It's about the invoicing, isn't it? That the invoice, the double entry goes through. So everything's been done. We have now received an invoice from our supplier. We need to get it into the system. So we have nothing. This has nothing to do with the ordering. So she shouldn't be anywhere near that system. She shouldn't have any access to that. She shouldn't have any access to the cash book. She should not be paying them. This will be a violation of segregation of duties. And definitely we know that the purchase ledger control account lives in the general ledger. We know that. And also we know that really and truly we should have, if you like, someone else who manages the purchase ledger. But, I mean, in this scenario, it's okay. So the double entry really is purchases, debit purchases, credit purchase ledger, control account, and she will also update the purchase ledger. So it's 3 and 4. 3 and 4. She should have no access to 1 and 2. Okay, great. These questions are good because they force you to look at systems again and the breakdown of systems. So hopefully we'll get to do some more. Let's look at D. It says SL controls its petty cash by the impress system. So the impress system means that, imagine you had £300 in petty cash. When you take out 200, for example, for whatever reason, you will top it up. You'll have 100 balance. So what you'll do is you'll withdraw money from, this is petty cash. So you'll have your bank account. So you need to withdraw 200 again to kind of report. It starts off the next day or the next week, whatever, at that original agreed balance of 300 as the impressed system. So going through the answers here, it says the amount of the closing monthly cash in hand. So, for example, in this scenario, the closing cash in hand would be 100 because you've withdrawn 200. We can't withdraw 100, no. The amount of the opening monthly cash in hand, well, the opening would have been 300. We don't need that much. The amount of the closing monthly totals of petty cash vouchers. So typically, you would issue a voucher or use a voucher as evidence of money given out. So yes, it's really asking you to replace it with the amount of money that has gone out fundamentally based on the voucher system. Segregation of duties is what they're really looking at here, and definitely segregation of duties without changing staff numbers. So it's really saying that break up the activities and give different people things to do and give them lockout security for things that they shouldn't be doing, but without bringing in new people. So well, definitely it would not increase the chance of fraud. Any segregation of duties will not increase the chance of fraud. You're not increasing the number of people, so it would not increase or decrease administrative overhead costs. It's the same number of people, and at some level it will reduce the chances of fraud. So that's task 1 done. What I then want to do is very quickly just highlight a couple of things. What I'll always do is go through a little bit of theory. Control activities very quickly. Control activities come out of crime. I'm just focusing on, if you like, C today. So C is for control activities. Control activities help ensure that management directives are carried out, and they are a component of internal control. Yes, here are a list, and you need to learn these SOAP maps. Yes, SOAP maps, because this is a recording. I'm going to say map. I think SOAP maps 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 OEPs present. SOAP maps, right? There we are. So let's look at what they are. But always, you need to know these. You need to know these. Organization. Organization really means organizational structure. A clear organizational structure with responsibility and authority. Organizational structure is all about responsibility and authority to others. And therefore, we have a structure. Typically, these are functional structures. So when you don't have organizational structure, you tend to have chaos and people doing what they're doing, what they like. So you need to remember this, organizational structure. Segregation of duties, we beat this a lot. We talk about this a lot. Really, the separation of responsibility so that no one can fully record and process a transaction, right? Yes, so this is really good here. The mnemonic care. I mean, this is the point about watching these videos. You tend to remember things. If you can write this down, segregation of duties, this can be achieved by ensuring custodial function, authorization, recording, and the execution function are kept separate. So care. Yes, you can think of that care within the segregation of duties. Try and remember that. Try and practice that so you can write about it. Whoops, let me quickly get back up quickly because these are not meant to be more than 10 minutes. Physical controls. So literally having the actual locked area, having the area or whatever that area locked, if you like, but so that they're protected from theft or for whatever reason. So the custody of assets locked in a safe place and only permitted to authorized personnel. So that's kind of that. That's your physical. That's the third one. Authorization and approval. So everything needs authorization. So limits and authorization writing. There should be a degree of authorization for everything. So you're always looking for that if you're looking for to help you with weaknesses and strengths. So if you know these clearly, you can write them down. You can almost adapt them and go away and think about it. One that doesn't seem to get talked about a lot is this question of arithmetic and accounting. So the key point is that sequence checks are important to ensure that invoices, nothing is missing. So you're always looking to see if there are reconciliations, control accounts, and controls over documents. So make sure we're happy with that. Personnel. So the proper functioning of the system depends on the employment of well-motivated, competent personnel. So again, this question of who are the type of people working for us. That's part of having good controls. And then supervision, again, kind of comes with organizational structure, but there needs to be. And there needs to be management. So with management, we're talking about monitoring. Controls outside the day-to-day routine of the system. So examples of the use of monitoring procedures through the use of budgetary control and other management accounting procedures. So the use of budgeting, the use of regular appraisals, observations, kind of just discussions means that we will have a good controls in place. So that's it, 1001. Right, great stuff. Please watch this video, have a go, and do we'll discuss this. We'll do the next one for tomorrow, which is task 2. Yes, great stuff. Thank you.